Hi, my name is Justin Stewart. I'm with the Springfield Fire Department. I'm a firefighter on Engine 9 Shift 2 right now. With me is Engineer John Cece. We're at Station 9 today. We're going to show you exactly how to fill up an empty O2 bottle. In the city of Springfield, on our department, we have 2 stations that have O2 Cascade fill stations. The first one is downtown at Station 1, and the other one is here at Station 9. Typical fill station looks like this. Has 4 canisters here, each with different pressures. On the board here, you can see that this cylinder has 600, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000. So with an empty O2 bottle that you pull off of your rig, you want to start at the lowest pressure in your Cascade system. So John over here has a regulator on an empty O2 bottle. We're going to show you how to properly take that off. So it has a screwing mechanism. First of all, you want to make sure the bottle is turned completely off. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You'll bleed the air off. If it hisses at you for more than a few seconds, that means the bottle is not properly turned off. So the regulator is completely off. On every regulator, there is an O-ring, if I can get it off, that you want to make sure stays with the regulator. You want to make sure that it doesn't fall off, because that's a very important piece. So we'll save that. So in our system here, John's going to set the empty bottle down into the canister. We have our fill regulator here that is also has an O-ring provided. You want to make sure that's intact. You want to make sure it's there. Just inspect it. Once you do that, you hook it up to the empty bottle, just like you would the regulator that it comes with. You don't want to over tighten it. Just nice snug tight. Once the pressure builds in those lines, it'll expand everything and your line should be good. So John's going to turn on the bottle. We have a wrench provided. Okay, once this is attached, you want to make sure that the bottle is turned on all the way. It is empty. If it had any pressure on it, it would read on this gauge here. But like I said, it's empty, so it's at zeros, which is fine. So being that we have no pressure in that bottle, we want to start at the lowest pressure in our Cascade system. So we're going to start at 600 here. So this bottle right here will fill our canister, our empty canister, up to 600 pounds of pressure. When you're opening up these nozzles, you do not want to open it up fast. You just want to crack it to where you start hearing it. Flow air. So I can hear it. Once I hear it, I'm going to start looking at my gauge here. And that needle should start moving. My needle is moving. We don't want it to move too fast. We want to fill our bottles at a rate of 300 to 600 pounds of pressure per minute. Anything over that, you're going to start heating up the bottle and over pressurizing it, and you're not going to get a good fill on it. Getting close to 500, so we're getting close to reaching out our max here on this canister. And once you start reaching your max, you're going to hear the O2 in the lines stop flowing. So I can hear it slowing down. At this point, I usually open up the bottle a little bit more to make sure I got all of it. So we're maxed out now. So I'm going to turn this bottle off. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You want to make sure that's completely closed. So we're at 600 on the gauge. We've reached our 600 that we keep track of on the board. So next we're going to move to this canister right here, which has 1,000. Again, open it slowly. I can hear O2 moving through the lines. Right there's good. I check my needle. It's moving again. Our bottle's good. It's not hot. We're not hot filling it. We're getting close to 1,000 on our gauge. I know we're getting close because our tracker right here says that this one only has 1,000. I've reached my max. I'm going to open it up all the way. We're good, so I'm going to close it. Now, we're at 1,000 here, we're at 1,000 here, so I'm not going to change anything on the board. If I filled and it stopped at 900 pounds of pressure, I would take my marker and I would cross this out and I would put 900. But we're not going to do that. It's still at 1,000, so we're going to leave 1,000 up there. All right. That one's closed, that one's closed. This one has 1,500 pounds of pressure. Again, open it slowly. Getting close to 1,500. I heard my lines kind of go. So I'm going to open it up all the way. We're good. I'm going to turn it all the way off. Make sure it's closed completely. Our next one, so we do not want to fill our bottles over 2,000. Anything over that is dangerous and not really needed. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up this last one. Hopefully this one gives us a lower reading. Different reading over there. So this one is maxed out, and our gauge is closer to 1,900 than it is 2,000. So in this case, I'll come up here, erase our 2,000, and write 1,900. So the next person that comes and fills at this station knows that this last canister here only has 1,900 pounds of pressure, okay? All right, so we've exhausted all of our bottles. Bottle's a little warm, which is fine. You don't want it to be too hot, but warm is fine. So what John's going to do now, he's going to turn our bottle off. While he's doing that, I want to double check again. I want to make sure all of these are off so that when we take this off, it's not draining any air and it's only draining the air out of our lines. All right, so he's going to take that off. Our needle is going down, so that means it's releasing pressure. If it hisses at you any longer than what it just did now, that means one of these bottles is not closed properly. All right. Make sure our O-ring is still there. He's going to take the bottle out. We are going to put... If this was going right back into service in your red O2 bag, we would go ahead and put our regulator back on. But if this is a spare bottle that's going on your rig, you would wrap the fittings with tape to protect the seal, make sure that no dirt or grime gets in there, so that when you do go to use it, you can use it properly. Once he's done that, you take your pen and you write the final pressure that we had, which was 1900. So he's going to write 1900 on the tape on the bottle, so that when that next firefighter goes to exchange it out, he knows how much pressure is in that bottle, and he can double check it on the regulator to see if that's accurate. A couple more things to know about the Cascade system. They have tags on them that say empty, partially full, and full. So when this bottle gets down to anything lower than 500, what we want to do is we want to take this one out of service and slide each canister down one. So this one will go here, this one will go here, and so on. Once this is completely empty, these tags, you want to tear it off so that it only shows empty. So that when it goes over here in this pile, we know what is empty, what is full. In order to change these bottles out, you have these wrenches provided. That just simply hook on right there. I'm not going to do it now, but it's just a twist. Take it out, slide them down, attach it, and so on. Once you have an empty bottle and you put it over in this pile here, you want to make sure that you have a cap on it so it protects all the fittings. Never leave, even if it's empty, never leave a bottle that has its fittings exposed. Also, once a bottle is over here, you always want to make sure that you have the safety chain on so that the bottles don't tip over and injure somebody. Again, my name is Firefighter Stewart, Engine 9 Shift 2, driver engineer John Cece. We appreciate you guys watching and following along with us.